So this is going to be my pop-up light-up Christmas card. I'm going to add this tree so that it pops up when you open the card. And I'm also going to want to do some decorating around the bottom, maybe do some presents and stuff. The first thing I have to do is to plan where I want my circuit to go. So if my tree is going to be here, and I'm going to have a light shining at the top of my tree, I'm going to need to be able to get electricity to that spot. So I need to first start by picking where I want my battery to be, and I'm going to try to do a fold corner, so I'm going to decide which corner I want that to be in. Now if I do that corner on this side, then I'm going to have to try to go up underneath my tree with the copper tape and then bring it up onto this side. And the sticky side won't be on the tree. If the sticky side is down on the paper and I fold that up this way, then this will be the sticky side. So I don't think I'm going to use the bottom. My plan is going to be to go from the top, and that way I can just follow along here and the sticky side will be on my tree. So the first thing I'm going to do is to decide which corner I want that to be on, and I think I'm going to use the corner up here. I'm going to do the paper fold switch instead of just the copper fold switch that we used on our drawings. You can use whichever one is going to work better for you. And I've got my battery traced there. Then I'm going to come over this way and trace it along here. One thing that I like to do is to give myself a fold, and that's where I'm going to fold my battery over itself. So I'm going to fold that along there, and now I'm going to need to make sure that my battery is going to fold and touch this side with my flap. So it looks like right there. I'm going to trace my battery one more time. Okay. Now the other thing I need to think of is which way I want my battery to go. I can put it in this way or this way. I always like to work with the negative side down. So I'm going to label that as negative and that is positive. Now I'm going to need to get my electricity all the way over to here, which is where it's going to meet my tree. So I'm going to use a ruler to make straight lines, and I'm going to need to get from here to there. So I think I'm going to make this side the negative, and that way it's not going to overlap. And draw a straight line up to there, and then a straight line into my battery. I'm going to do the same thing for the positive. Straight line up, and a straight line into my battery. Now that's where my copper tape is going to go to get to my tree, but I also am going to need to get to this spot on my tree here. So that's where I'm going to put my LED bulb. So I'm going to make an LED symbol there with a triangle, a line on the front, and my arrows. And this is going to have to meet with this. So I'm going to mark that where those go. And then again, I'm going to try to make that nice straight lines. I know that my LED is going to have those legs out this way, and I think to make it easier, I'm going to fold those legs down like this. I'm just going to draw that like that. And now I'm going to check to make sure that my positive and negative lines up. So this will be the negative, and that's coming into the negative side, and the positive side. So I'm going to mark those so I don't forget. Now I'm going to take and draw my line up to where my tree, my bulb is going to be for my tree. And that is how I'm going to put my circuit together. This is going to get glued on to my pop-up spot, and you can see if I bend that back that the tape is going to follow this line right through those corners and up onto my bulb, and I'm going to have to put a hole there for my bulb. So now that my plan is ready, now it's going to be time to start working on the rest. I'm going to need to get this glued down first, and then I'm going to want to run my circuit because I don't want to cut the tape right here where those two meet. I'm going to want this to be all one piece from negative battery all the way up to the negative side of the bulb, and the same thing here. That should be all one piece with no cuts.